guys, we are already underway. You all are already underway with this show. Yes, it was last weekend that the good folks from the Utah Rep premiered Kiss of the Spider Woman. This is definitely one that if you love theater of consequence, you should definitely include in your viewing plans. And of course, there's music. Hence, Ann and Aaron being here with their instruments to share with us a little bit of music from Kiss of the Spider Woman. Thank you, ladies.
Sooner or later, you're certain to meet in the bedroom, the parlor, or even the street. There is no place on earth you're likely to miss her kiss. Sooner or later, in sunlight or gloom, when the red candles flicker, she'll walk in the room, and the curtains will shake and the fire will hiss. Here comes her kiss, and the moon grows dimmer at the tide's low ebb, and her black beads shimmer, and you're aching to move, but you're caught in the web of the Spider Woman in her velvet cape. You can scream, but you cannot escape. Later, your love will arrive as he touches your heart. You're alert and alive, but there's only one pin that can puncture such bliss. Her kiss. Sooner or later, you bathe in success, and your minions salute. They say nothing but yes, and your power is empty. It fades like the mist once you've been kissed. And the moon grows dimmer at the tide's low ebb, and your breath comes faster, and you're aching to move, but you're caught in the web of the Spider Woman in her velvet cape. You can't run, you can't scream, you can hide, but you cannot escape.
Welcome back. We are continuing our musical journey through music and musical theater. Kiss of the Spider Woman is playing at the Utah Rep. We're going to get all of the salient information in just a few moments, but for right now, once again, accompanying, it's Ann Pusey and Casey Matern on the vocals. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
You could never shame me. There, I've told you so. Many things confuse me, but this I know. Let the neighbors gossip at the mention of your name. You have never brought me shame. I know some mamas have roughnecks who never bring them joy. Thank God you're not that kind of boy. I know that you're different. I don't really care. I would never change a hair. Some other mamas have children whose secrets hurt them so, but you have no secrets I already know. And you could never shame me. Let me say out loud, I've a son, a loving son, who makes me proud.
I'm excited to have this crew here. They are putting together what is a fantastic piece of theater. It has had its laurels all the way from the earliest days of its staging through a classic film version and right here at the Utah Rep, including the cutest dog ever. Hi, buddy. This, from the Utah Rep, is the cast of Kiss of the Spider-Woman, Johnny Hebda, Aaron Carlson, Casey Mayturn, and Ann Pusey. And I think I might have gotten them all right.
That's
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Welcome you all. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here.
That's right.
And Johnny, if you would, talk about, for folks who may not be familiar with this story, it's an intense story and a great jumping off point
Yeah, absolutely.
for an amazing musical.
Yeah, a lot of people I think that may not know Kiss of the Spider-Woman, but they'll recognize titles like Chicago and Cabaret that are also written by Kander and Ebb, the same composing team. But it takes place in an Argentinian prison in 1975 and kind of follows the story between two cellmates that couldn't be from different, more different than one another. One is a flamboyant homosexual and the other is a revolutionary kind of man's man. And so they're in sort of the relationship of their friendship and supporting one another as they survive these horrible conditions. And they have an imaginary friend, which is the Spider-Woman, who's an actress from one of the lead character's favorite movies, that sort of when a lot of the torture and things happen in prison, he goes into this fantasy place as sort of a coping mechanism. So it's a really interesting piece with amazing music, and it's an incredible cast. So definitely I think it's one that's rarely done. It's the first time it's had a production here in Utah since 1993 when it came out.
Wow, no kidding.
So almost 25 years later, and it's finally coming to Utah.
Oh, and what a great thing. It must be, I would imagine, for all of you as participants in the production. A lot of these, you know, you talk about Chicago and a lot of these very, very popular Broadway shows get done over and over and over again. It must be exciting to think, well, we're going to show Utah audiences something that they haven't seen in a very long time. Talk a little bit about that for each of you.
Sure, Aaron.
Well, like Johnny said, it's definitely not one of the more well-known Kander and Ebb pieces. And I think there's probably several reasons for that. You definitely have to have the right combination of people to make it work, in my opinion. And not a lot of people are extremely comfortable playing the types of roles that are in this piece.
Yes.
It is very edgy, but it's got so much heart, and it's so touching and so tender. And it's definitely a thrill to be able to portray this piece to our audiences, because we need to educate these people about real life. And that's what I love about Utah Rep.
It's very cool. Casey,
Yes.
talk about the first weekend. You guys are, we had a little bit of a challenge with scheduling. I'm so glad you guys are here.
Yeah.
No.
But you actually premiered last week?
We premiered last week and we opened Friday night, and then we did a matinee and an evening performance on Saturday, and we had basically sold out audiences both nights, or all three performances, and we've had amazing feedback, and it's just been,
it's been great.
It's been really exciting to finally get it in front of an audience. And I think anyone that has ever performed any kind of thing, getting in front of the audience is that final push of like adrenaline that you need. You've been rehearsing a show for weeks on end, and
Let's do this.
Yeah, and then finally to get it in front of people is exciting. But it's been really, really great, and I'm like, I mean, kind of like Aaron said, it's great that Utah Rep does. You guys do the shows that nobody else does, so it's one of those, you know, when you see what's on deck, it's when are you ever going to be able to play these roles ever again?
Right.
Actresses
Never.
are,
So,
they want to do the gritty stuff. They
yeah.
wanna-
So it's really great that Utah Rep is finally making that.
and this is Casey's finest work, in my opinion. So she's worth the ticket alone.
It's amazing.
Amazing.
Thanks, Aaron.
We're having so many poignant moments on the program today. I don't know what it is. Yeah.
No, truly, she is
I guess
awesome.
it's just in the air. Your Mercury's in retrograde.
That's right, something.
No idea what that means. But it affects everything. It affects everything. And if you would talk a little bit about the music in this show, talk about your experience as an accompanist and as a caregiver for the
Sure,
singer
sure.
performers.
Sure, yeah. It's just been fun to get to know this show. I must admit, I've musically directed Cabaret and I've musically directed Chicago, and this, I have kind of ignored this show, not on purpose, but because it hasn't been done. It hasn't been on my radar. I mean, this year I will have done Seven Brides for Seven Brothers and Beauty and the Beast on either side of this piece. So it just wasn't on my radar, and how lucky I am to have it in my repertoire at this point, you know, and to be to have been exposed to this beautiful music. And it's been fun to teach it. It's been challenging to teach it. It's not an easy show. And these performers have done a great job. And our band is great. We have a 5-piece band playing the show live, which is great. And so it's just been fun all the way around. And we're gelling. We're still getting there. And
Sure.
and I think we'll be perfect by closing night. And but it's it's a process.
We're ready
but,
to open.
Yeah, but it's just been really great, and it's always a joy to play for wonderful performers like Aaron and Casey and everyone else in the show. Just a joy. It's fun to put those pieces together finally. Having accompanied all the rehearsals, it's just fun to have that added element, and especially in a Candor and Ebb musical, the dance music is so fun, which we've missed. It's either me counting 1, 2, 3, 4, or just plunking out the rhythm and whatever. But it's been really great.
Fantastic. Well, I'm going to save a little bit of time for Corey and Mr.
Great.
Dustin.
He's
They got some more music. So let's, before we get out of here, let's
Yes.
do all of the important information about tickets, info, all of that.
Absolutely. So the show runs the next 2 weekends and closes on May the 7th. So we have 7 more performances still available. You can get tickets at utahrep.org, and tickets are $17 to $20. We have a student and senior discount too. So there's matinees every Saturday, and then we close on a Sunday. So lots of opportunities. The show has been selling well. It's a smaller theater, so you should get your tickets right away.
Fantastic. Thank you all for
Thanks
being
for having
here.
us.
It's
Thank
really
you.
fun to have
Appreciate
you. I guess I'll issue the same salutation. Break your legs.
Excellent.
Thank you.
It's not my
Thank you.
fingers. You bet.